So as you guys know, we are getting ready to plant our spring garden. We've already started with the potatoes, and we are also going to interplant carrots between tomatoes and all other things, along with beans, etc. So we've been talking about doing the carrots by pre-soaking the seeds to get them to germinate quicker. And so what I've done is I've taken 2 tablespoons of seeds and a few inches of water, and you're supposed to let them soak for 24 to 48 hours. I don't know, we'll just have to monitor. I don't know that we're gonna go 2 days. I don't know if we're gonna go the full 48, but probably at least 24. So I have it in a vented sprouting jar, and I'm just gonna kind of keep a watch on them. After they have soaked, I will probably be using a cornstarch method to plant. And I will show you what I'm doing with that. I think it's a really neat way to do it. The least hassle method that I've seen. I've obviously bent over and used my fingers to spread them in the groove in the line, but I think that with the cornstarch method, when you put the seeds in a mixture of thick cornstarch, water, and then cut the edge of, or the corner of, a Ziploc bag and just kind of like icing them into the line where we want them to be planted. I think that's going to go a lot faster because, you know, it'll just be basically squirting it into in the line. So I'm hoping that that will work. Doing some looking on YouTube, and the results of doing it this way seem to be pretty good, and the cornstarch mixture also keeps it moist around the seeds, which is going to be really good. So this is what a Sunday morning looks like when we're about to plant the garden. This is my medium by which I'm going to plant carrot seeds. And what it is the recipe is 1 cup of water for 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, but I've doubled it to 2 cups of water and 4 tablespoons of cornstarch. So as this thickens, it's going to create a gel, and then I will let it cool off and put it in a Ziploc bag and put my carrot seeds, which have been soaking, I will put that in the bag. I just drained them off this morning. They've been soaking for 2 days to soften them up so that they can start germinating quicker. But what the idea is this solution here will space out the carrots, but also cover them in a film that will keep them moist so that they don't dry out in the sun. We do have an irrigation system, and so we're doing this more for the spacing so that we don't have so much thinning to go through and do. So this is getting thicker. It takes a while. Those of you who make gravy know it takes a while to thicken. Now I've removed this off of the heat, and you can see kind of the thickness there. It wasn't getting really any thicker, but you can see it's a lot thicker than water. So I'm going to let it stay here and cool 100% so that when I put the seeds in it, it doesn't hurt them or burn them in any way. And I'm thinking that as this cools, just like with gravy, it's just going to go ahead and thicken right on up. Alright, it's been cooling for a bit, and it's definitely thickened up. So this looks like it's going to work really well. I'm excited to try it. Yep, thickening right on up. Okay, so what I've done is added this Bio Gold to the mixture of cornstarch and water. So that's the inoculant that we're using for the seeds, so that's why it's not going to be white. Here are my carrot seeds. I'm going to put a little bit of water, slosh it around, and then add it to this. So I've got a little water in here. I'm going to try to get all the seeds off the sides. I may miss a few.
just gonna mix all of the seeds up. You can see them down in the bottom. I'm just gonna gingerly mix them up because they're now softened from soaking. I don't know if any of them have started sprouting yet. It doesn't look like they have, but there it's all kind of mixed in. They're all suspended in there. So hopefully that'll give us the spacing that we need in the garden. Again, this is my first time doing this, so this is quite the experiment.
We just planted our tomatoes yesterday, which was Sunday, so I'm going to check on them today. I plant the carrots and beets.
They look pretty good.
They're not wilted or anything, so that's really good. We got a few more to plant here because we got some open spots. Waiting for the rest of those to get old enough to plant. But they look really good, so that's wonderful.
Over here in the seedling row, we have our little baby tomatoes coming up. And that's super exciting. Yay. So we've got our seed starts,
Seedlings from the greenhouse, and then the direct sow. So we're hoping that we'll have plenty of tomatoes. Look at all those daikon radishes coming up, the babies, even though they were mowed down and tilled under. They're all coming up again, so I'll have to go through and get those out.
Potatoes yet. No greenery popping up yet, but I'm assuming that it'll happen shortly. And over here we're watching these two tomatoes. Before we pick them, we want them to get as much from the plant as possible. Still a little orange. See here, hopefully, the seeds.
So a couple things about this, planting the carrots this way. What I found was I put way too many seeds in the cornstarch mixture for the spacing to actually have worked. I don't know if you noticed that in the last little clip where I showed the seeds in the groove, but it comes out so super fast that I may need to make the hole a little bit smaller. But I think my ratio of seeds to gel, remember I had soaked 2 tablespoons of carrot seeds for that mixture, but I think I will go down to whatever is in a typical packet of carrot seeds. Really is all I should need per bag of solution. So I will be doing that. I'm soaking more carrot seeds now because I only got to a row and a part done in the garden, and I've got 4 to do. So I am gonna do that again and demonstrate that for you in the next video as to how that goes, because that's something that I'll be doing tomorrow. Hopefully that will go much smoother. But like I said, I'm new at this. This liquid comes out quickly, so I probably want to be standing as I'm going instead of squatting. But so these are a bit close, the ones that I just planted, the seeds, because of the volume of the seeds. But it's a learning process. Had fun doing it. It's definitely easier than like spreading the seeds out with my fingers. So much easier to do it that way. All I have to do is go down the trench and just flick the dirt right back on top of it. So, but that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching, joining me. Always remember to keep smiling and take care.